So hello everyone and a warm welcome to you guys. This is episode 4 of the Python series which we are running right now, and previously we have seen different things like built-in function, about variables, about data types, and now we will be deep diving into string data type because it's a very important data type and used almost everywhere. And those who are new to this video and new to this playlist, I want to tell you that this is a very different kind of a playlist where you will be getting a learner's perspective, because I am also in my learning phase and simultaneously teaching. Because to master anything you need to explain this whole thing to a beginner or anyone. Okay, so let's not waste our time and let's start this episode. And today I will be also explaining using slides. So I've introduced this and let's see how it works. I'm also very new to this. Okay, so as you can see on the screen that I have opened a slide and it is of Python string. So working with strings and the string function toolkit for the data type, here we will be touching almost each and everything about the string function. And previously, before going to that, I would like to give a quick revision to the previous classes which we have done. And it's very important to start anything. Just before that, you have to do a quick revision what we have done. So have a just try to recall with me that we have, in the very first session we have learned about print built-in function, and we have learned about the different kinds of functions like built-in function, then third-party function, then user-defined function. And then we understand about the escape, how to escape characters using backslash, and about uh, how to use how to add a new line or a tab using backslash n and backslash d. Also we have learned about triple quotes, that if to how to better use and increase our code quality using triple quotes. And this was in the first lecture. And then in the second lecture we learned about the variables, that how vary and the I used example that variable is just like a container, and you assign some value to that container, and this and you name that container something. It can be a, b, c, and the value is about all the things. The variable is just like a container and you assign some value. And now data type is just extension to that, which we have learned in our previous class, that you have a container, you assigned some value. Now data types will come into force. What is the type of the value which you have assigned? So there is a container and you are assigning some value, and the data type will be depending on the what type of value you have assigned to that container. It can be integer, it can be string, it can be boolean. We have seen different types of integers. We have seen different types of variables. And it will just take 3 to 4 minutes. I will just you open my GitHub and I will show you that what all things we have learned. We will just give a skim. Okay, so let me open my GitHub. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so here is the GitHub, right? So this is the print function which we have learned. We have seen about how to use print built-in function. Here you can see that how I have used print function, and the special characters which I talked about how to use special character. And if you want, if you are writing path, how to use double backslash, because there was a error. Backslash u makes a Unicode, ex expect that there will be some Unicode. So, and I've also taught you that this is very interesting thing. It actually prints emoji, and the use of backslash n and backslash t, and you can also use this between double quotes. And you just remember that backslash n and backslash t will be under double quotes because it is the output, it is a part of string. Okay, So backslash T to escape tab, we have seen this, and this was the challenge which I gave you, how to write something. And what the problem actually occurred, that our code was becoming so long. So to avoid this, to increase the data quality, to increase the code quality, we use triple quotes. And we also uh, seen that when you are using triple quote, this is how the things will be just printed in the output. It's so you here we are using backslash n for new line, but this is here we will not use backslash n, because this is just, it will be printed as like it has been written here. Okay, so under triple quote you have to keep in mind, you if you are writing it something under backslash n, then it will all, if you are writing here using some you in the new line, then it will be printing the same. Okay, so you have to focus on that. Once you are using triple quote, it will print just as written in the code. Okay, so use case of the print function, we have also seen that how to use print function. There are different type of use cases. You can debug, you can show the output to the user using print function, and you can actually communicate to the user using print function. Then we have seen Python variable. What is variable? Variable is I have explained you about it actually is, it's like container which store data, and this is how you, this is the syntax, and this is how you create variable. Okay, and this is the way. And we have seen about the updating the variable, that it simply if you are updating a variable, Python will, in the background it will execute, and it will assign the value with the previous, assign the value with the variable name. And you can also assign the value by doing computation, that you have a and b, and then in C you are doing mathematical computation, and it will assign that value in automatically. So Python is very smart and a simple language. Now we are saying that understanding the static and dynamic part, the very important variable use case, that where is the static part, it can be what the dynamic part can be uh, replaced with variable name, and it can be changed according to the user input. Right here you can see that Manish is very much static. Every, so once you are using my code, you want to write your name, so you can create a variable name and enter your name, and it the all three line will be printed according to your input. Okay, so we have done here that name and language was the dynamic part which we found out, and then we were taking input from the user and the language input from the user, and you can see how I have make the code more dynamic. Okay, you can see that how I have made the code more dynamic and interactive. So Python, using this variable, you can make our code, your code more dynamic. Nobody has to hard code it. Okay, so this is thing. And we have also introduced f string, and I will also explain you how f string, using f string actually is very good practice. Python executes code line by line, which we know that Python will be executing code every line. Okay, and now we have seen how to, now we have completed the revision of uh, variables and Python input. So it is just taking 1 to 2 minutes, and quick revision is very important before going to any, right? Give me a second. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the introduction about print, we have seen quick print function variables, and also now we are taking input function. So input function is very easy. We know that how to use input function, and it is in the background. Actually it takes, it wait for user to give input, and when the user gives the input, it will be directly going in the background and assigning the value given by user according to the variable. This is only input function. And how do we use, this is all about input function. Right, we have seen the syntax. And let's see about Python data types, which I have explained you. I have explained you print function, variables, and input function, and this is data type. I've explained you what is data type, that if you have a container, you assigned a value, and in the value is the value is of what type will decide the data type. Okay, so the assigned value actually decide what is the variable data type right now. So if you assign value 10, the data types become 10. If you assign value something under double quote becomes its string. There is a decimal which we use, which we call float in. And you can, if you assign boolean value like true and false, and also remember this true and false, this boolean data type is case sensitive. The first letter should be capital, and there is one type which is, there is none, there is no other, like if a variable has doesn't any type, then it's called none type. Okay, you have to assign it none. So so this is a very important and confusing thing, that if we have a variable under double quotes, so this is a string data type, but inside this there is no any string right now. Okay, so now we have seen about the updation of the variable, and we have understood that how it is getting updated in the background. Python will automatically, we have seen all this, that we have seen. Now we are using some functions, or we can say method, belong to specific class. Here upper method is belonging to the string class, and this is only you can use, otherwise you will be getting attribute error. I have explained in the previous class, I have explained about the attribute error. And now it's all about the specific functions which are standalone function, like print, input function, len function. These are comes with the standard library, and there are method of class which are specific to some class, like from string or integer. And then comes the comparison, comparative operators, like um, less than, equal to, or these are also functions, but it's kind of a like using shortcut for a function, right? So type, so all these types are actually based on the sources, because standalone library comes from the standard library, standalone functions come from the standard library, and class of methods of class comes from the specific classes which are string, integer. And this is where you can actually do classification of every function method, let's say. So I have also explained you how this upper, lower, and all of this. So we have done the quick revision of everything till now, right? These loops and all these things are for later. So let me see what all things. Now come to the slide back. Okay, so here we are working on our string function, and the approach will be, from now that I will explain you things using slide, and then we will go to VS Code and see the user and see how it actually runs in the VS Code. Okay, so I've explained you about the string, that this is the, okay, so now we will be understanding that why this string function is so important, because it is used everywhere in file names, or you can say user input. As you have seen that when we take input, it actually takes it into the string part. Okay, and about the data which is actually available widely on the web, when you are using APIs, you have to use string. So all these things are using string. So around 80% of real world data is just a string. So we have to understand it with full concentration, and we have to give a little more time while understanding string. So I would like you to just switch on your VS Code and also do side by side coding, so that you can get a better understanding of this, right? Now understanding why string is important, because working as a data analyst or data engineer and data scientist, you have to prepare your data first. You can't just use that messy data to explain and to get your own results. Okay, so first you have to understand the data, and you have to clean that data. For that, string function, you know that everywhere, you know, almost you have to manage string function, string class. So these are kind of things which you are be tackling on your daily basis, that work that you are getting input where are white spaces involved. Okay, then there are some typos, errors, so you have to understand how to handle those situations. And you have to in, in a scenario where you have to remove all these kind of uh, sorry all these kind of signs, where you have to just remove the comma and dollar sign to do some mathematical operation. Okay, so these are things which are very much important, and these things make your data noisy, and you have to remove that before analyzing the data. Okay, so here you can see that there is a record which is having a string which is Manish, then space, then 24, then USA. So this is a string where you can get the name, age, and about the country. So you should be knowing that how to split this string and get a three strings from this individual string, and how to use that data. Okay, so we will see all those things later. These are related to methods, how we should be tackling all these kind of string later. Okay, so now I would like to share you about that what all things we will be going to learn. I've explained you about the built-in function, that these comes to the standard library of the Python, and there are string methods which are very much involved, very much related to that specific string, like count, strip, lower, upper. All these are very much, you can't use outside string class. Okay, and if you use, you will be getting attribute error. I have explained you about attribute error, and there are operators like plus, plus, multiplication, and all these. So I have identified, I will be also sharing the slide on my GitHub channel, and from there you can download it and use it as a revision purpose, right? So just see this function and methods one by one, and let's move on to the next slide. So first we are understanding about types, how to identify the type of any data which is given. So this, for that we will be using type function, and let's say if you want to change that data type into string, then we will be using string function. Okay, after explaining it, I will take you to the VS Code. So here we are having a variable using with string Manish, oh sorry, string Manish, and now the age is 24. So here you can see that the name variable is string and the age is 24, so the data type is integer. But you have to verify in VS Code, then what you will use. Here you will use the type, you will be using type built-in function. Type built-in function will give you the class of that data. Okay, so type tells you what a value is. Without print function, you see nothing in the output. A string is wrapped in quotes, a number is never. Okay, so this is a very short line to explain the thing, that if you need any output, you have to use print function, and to see the type of function, you have to use type built-in function. And it's a very mandatory thing that while using string, you have to use double quote or single quote. I have explained you later. And while using integer or things like age, it's never comes under double quote. If you put it under double quote, it becomes string. So now I'm taking you to my VS Code, and then I will explain you the code. Okay, so I have commented it out everything, and I will increase the size so that it is clearly visible. Okay, here I have. So now I have explained you about how to see the type of the data. Okay, yes. So name, we have been looking at, we have assign the value Manish, and let's print the type. So let's do a quick check that what will be the output. Here we should be coming, here the output should be coming that name belongs to class string and age belongs to integer string. Let's to control R. Okay, so class string and integer string. Okay, so this I have explained you. And if you want to print this age in a good way, that your age is this, and here you can also write that print this in double quote, your name is, here you can give comma, as we know that while you are using comma, you don't have to give space, you can just write it like this. A comma itself gives an space in the output. So you can see your age, your name is Manish. Your name is Manish. Let me do this. Yeah, Manish belongs to class string. Your name is Manish, and class int age belongs to class int. Your age is. So this is it. I have explained you, and let's move to another topic which we have seen about string. Okay, so we have seen about we have seen that uh, how to check what data type is this using type, and if you want that output you have to use print function. Now you can add text to a number. First we will be looking at, here I have explained. Okay, so this slide is little bit in a clumsy way, but it's clear. I will this is the new way I'm trying, so just forgive me guys, but I will make it more clearer with time. So we are looking at the application that you can add text to a number and age equals to 24, then print your age plus print your ages. And here actually we are trying to see the problem. First I have explained you the what is the type of the string, and then I am trying to show you that why changing to string is important using str built-in using str method, why actually it is problem, why actually is important. So if you want to add that, if you want, let's say there is a situation where you want to add that your age is till now we were using comma, but we want to concatenate this in string. We say concatenation while adding two strings. Okay, so you don't want to use comma here, you want to directly add this in the text which you are writing, but here you will be getting error. Why? Because age belongs to class integer, and you are using method of can only concatenate string, not int. Okay, so only works between two string, two numbers, never one of each. So we need to convert the first. Okay, so why there is requirement to convert into string function? Once you are trying to concatenate string to integer, it will throw an type error, because you can do concatenate or add two numbers and concatenate two strings. So there is a need, if you want to do this thing, if you want to do that you want to add two strings, so before going to directly adding age, you have to put it into string, you have to use string method to actually do that thing. Okay, I've explained a lot. Let me just show you. Yeah, I've explained. I'm commenting this out, and here we are using string function. As you can see, the use case is building age, print your age. It is print. We will be looking at the error as well. So here the age is 24, and now we want to add this into the string. So if we do this, which was in the example, if we do this, we will be getting error. Your age is, then let's say, then give plus age. This will not work. Actually we will get a type error. Okay, type error can only concatenate string, not int. So we will comment this out, and we will use now this. We are now changing string age, we are now changing integer into age and doing the operation. Here you can say that your age is 24 according to this. Okay, now you have again did some operation in age. Okay, here you can do the operation, and you have if you want to attach it to string, you have to change. Okay, so you have seen this, and it is quite simple to understand that once you are concatenating a string and an integer in for, so before doing the operation, you have to change the integer into string, and we have seen this, right? So let's move on to the slide what actually we were doing. Okay, so now we have seen that convert any value to a string just using a string function, and this, and we have seen this in our code that string turns any value into string. Now both side the plus strings are, both side of the plus are string, and Python can easily execute that without giving a type error. And also I would like to tell you to understand this type errors, attribute errors. These are very important things. These are the basic errors which we will be tackling throughout our journey, and it's better that just by seeing the name we can understand, okay, there is something error, we are doing some different kind of operation between two different kind of data types, right? Now converting doesn't change the variable. That's very good observation, that once if we are converting age into string while using print function, that doesn't mean that it will change the data type of that string globally. Okay, it is just data type of that integer globally. It's just for that purpose while you are printing it. Otherwise it's going to be integer as well. Okay, integer in the whole process. So let's see that convert the inside print, the variable stays a number. Okay, in the print age plus string age, here you can see that age is changed to string. Now the print will be if we are printing print plus age was 5 still work. So here in both of these what we are doing, that first, in the first operation what we did, that we are changing age into string, and in the second we are not changing it because we know that age is also integer and 5 is also integer. So in both of the code, the Python will run. Okay, in the first you will get some output, and in the above you will get some output. So age is 25, and so in the first output there will be age and it will be 24, and in the second there will be age 24 plus 5, it will throw output of 29. So reassign, now it's permanently a string. Okay, so first let me tell you about the what I was explaining, that it will not globally change, but once you are assigning a change into a variable, then it will change. So I will explain you using Visual Code. Okay, so let's see here. I will be printing out. So while I would like to explain that while we are using this inside a print function, and here we are not actually saving it. Okay, if I do any operation here, let's say just print. Now I will be telling you that it's not actually changing. I will print the type of this age here. Okay, just after this operation it will confirm that the data type is not changing. So here you can see that the output is what, here you can see that your age is 24 and the class is integer. So you are doing the you are using method string built-in function to convert it into string, but it's very temporary. Okay, but you want to change it for long, you want to just change the age data type to string, then you have to do like this. Okay, you have to store it, you have to assign the same variable as name with uh, change data type of the age, and this actually here you are going to completely change the data type of the print function. Now you use print type. Okay, and here you will be changing it. Now I am doing both of these things to explain you that where the data type actually change. Now Python will execute code line by line. Age is equals to 24. Now age is assigned with the variable, age variable is assigned with 24 value. Then it will come to print function, your age is plus this temporarily changed value of age which into string data type. So your age is 24, and then it will print the type of age which is integer till now. Now it's going to we are going to make change into the, and now we will be saving it here. So we have already named a variable age, and now we are changing it to string and storing it. So now from here it comes that if you go and use type, function for age, in the background Python will go and find out the type of that variable name, and it will see that it is string now. Now we are running, now I'm going to run this code. So we have done a quick check inside our mind, and now we will be testing it through just by running code. Okay, so your age is 24 first, then it printed what is the type, class int, and then class string. Okay, so it's clearly beautifully explained that once you are once you are just changing it and not storing it, that doesn't change the data type of string and data type of that variable globally. Okay, so now let's move on to the other topic. Let me come back to that. Okay, so we have seen that how it was throwing a type error uh, if you are using different kinds of data type concatenating. Now we will be learning about measures. So we have seen to how to identify type and how to use string function. After identifying type, you can do some quick changes, and also you can store globally about the new change which you have done in the data type right now. So now we will be looking at measure that we will be calculating the length of string function and the count of the string function. We will be counting that what character is at what position. Okay, let me explain you in a detail. So count the characters. We have a string password which is equals to Manish 123 under double quotes. So it's a string, the data type is string of the password variable has a string data type value. So there is a if else, very easy if else statement, and I would I was just doing some experiment that we everyone should we understand. I understand that how to use. Okay, so just give me a minute. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. So here the password is as we can see that it's Manish123, and I've used a simple if else statement here, that we know that if password length is below 8, then it's not a valid and it's too short, and if the password is above 8 characters, then it's valid. Okay, so I this is actually a use case of the measure which we will be looking at. We will be looking at length, how it actually helps you to identify the length of the password. Okay, so length function, which is which counts how many characters are inside a value, and a classic rule of a password must be at least 8 characters, and it counts everything: letter, numbers, special characters, even spaces. So you can see that length function counts everything, and it's the very real use case can be in for calculating the password of password characters, right? So let's use it, and let's see. I'm going to my Visual Studio Code right now. Okay, here, right? So I'm commenting this song now. We have seen all these things, that if you are trying to can only concatenate string, not integer, otherwise you will be getting type error. Here the concatenation will not give error because you have converted age into string, and then string function comes the measure thing which we are looking right now, length function and the count function, and the use case of the length function, that it actually counts the number of characters. Okay, so here actually I've used longer code, right? But it will completely make sense for you guys, and I always try to use that what all knowledge I have. Okay, I'm learning Python string function, but I have the knowledge of if else and loop and all those things. So I try to use and build some logic around this, what I have learned till now. And you should also give it a try. You just don't have to uh, limit yourself that right now I'm learning string function, I will be only doing just doing what all things are taught in the class. You have to do some, you can go beyond what you know, and you can try out something. Okay, So, and this is a great example what I have done really here, that password equals to Manish, which I've shown you, and the password length. To calculate the length, how we will be using, I've created a variable name password length, which will be storing the length of the password. Okay, and why I have stored that? Because I wanted to use the if else statement. And if password length is less than 8, then print that password must be at least of 8 characters long, else print password length and give the password length and print password is valid. So I will be running. So according to us, what should be the password length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Password length should be 9. So let me clear this. So you can see that I am also building this habit to, before checking out, before just running it, I am building a habit to do a quick check on my mind, and it's very important. It actually makes your code effective, as well as you eventually you will be finding out error just by looking at the code, not by looking at the terminal. Oh, so again there is something wrong, something I have not commented out. Sorry, there's nothing wrong in the below code, so don't doubt on my quick check. Let's see what is the length of the password again. So password length is 9 and password is valid. So this is a very good use case, and which we use in our daily life, that if we have to set password of any other website which we are logging in new, and there we are where there we get an there we get some kind of notification that your password length is not too strong, it's small. So this is a basic use case of length function. So to calculate length, this is the syntax I have shown you, that in the length function you just have to put the variable name. So by this I am trying to recall that I have shown you in the previous lecture where we were understanding and variables and the functions related to that. If the function is related to standalone function like length, like print, they were, the syntax of using them was very similar. That if you want, if let's say a built-in function print, you have to put the variable name here, right? For example, now we are using len, you have to put the variable name here, right? So you can see, you can also recall the methods, like how to the syntax of function and how it is different from methods and function. So, and if we want to print some methods, let's say we are using um, method of class string, so it can be how we will be using upper, which is here we will be having our string and we will be giving dot and then use upper. So this is a common syntax, we can say syntax difference from function and method. So you can remember this, here we use. So you can see that if you are using this kind of syntax, then you should know that okay, here it is very much specific to string, and if you are using len, then here it is not specific to string. Okay, it can be, it can throw error to some data types, but is not specific to some one data type. Okay, so just I will drink some water. Okay guys, so we have seen a very good use case of length function, and we have seen it's a standalone function, comes with the standard Python library. And now we will be moving to the next topic, which is right. So I have explained you that len function is used to count the characters of, and it will not even leave a blank space as well. Okay, it will also count blank space. So now to the other part, and how many times does it appear, this question comes, and this question will be answered by using count function, right? Now here I have shown you that, let's see a text under triple quotes, Python is easy, Python is powerful, and many people love Python. So this is a text written under triple quotes, and it will appear the same indentation on the output as it is written here, right? So how to count that, how many times Python has been Python is there? And there is very interesting thing to understand, that we have written Python, and two types of Python, one having a capital P and another having a smaller p. Okay, so does that this count function will calculate 3 or 2? This will give a 2, because it is actually it will actually look at the Python which is the same format. Okay, so this will will be considered, and this will consider, so output will be 2, not 3, because it's case sensitive. Dot count is great for text analysis, counting how often a word appears. It case sensitive, so lowercase Python doesn't match. Okay, now let's see in the code what actually we will be doing. So there is the text which we will be trying to, and here you can see that what I have explained you in the in the in just before that, that here this count is a very much specific to string, because you are using it like this, text dot count. So this is a this is a way to use method if they are belonging to some specific class. So print text dot count under double quotes under Python. So this will actually, this will go and search that how many times this same Python appears. It will give a output 1 2 3. So the output will be 3 here, and I want to just remove this, just make comment it out. Okay, password, comment it out, no need right now. We just need this. We are using count function here, and I will clear the output, control R. So we can see that output is 3 here. So this is very easy, where you can using count function you can find the how many time actual the text is appearing in the content, and also using length function you can calculate the number of characters involved in the string, and the famous use case which I showed you about the password length, which we also see in our day-to-day life. Now we will be moving to the our slide. So comment comment guys that using slide you are getting a better understanding, or should I use completely VS Code? But I think if I add some more pictures to this will make you more clarity, and it will also take a smaller time to explain you, and then we will be completely focusing on Visual Studio Code after that. So let's move on to another. Now we have successfully completed two things. First, we have completed the uh, about about knowing how we will be using type function and then string function to convert the available data into string data type. Then we have used how to measure, which in that we have used length function and count function. And then we are now coming to the transfer, where we will be reshaping our string, combining it and splitting it, also extracting some of the subparts of the string. And this is very famous and important uh, thing in the string, that here a data analyst and data engineer would be doing, will be in the data preparation itself. Transforming data is very important process. Okay, so let's see what is there. So swapping an old value for a new one, right? So here you want to make changes to the available available data, and how it will be done. That let's say there is a string of date which is in a format different from your own country. Okay, so there are very different formats of date time which are used in different types of country. It can change for some other country, and this would be valid for some country. So now what we want to change from this backslash, we want dash. Okay, we usually see a different indentation, where we see first the month, and then we see about date, and then we go for the year. Okay, but here we want to remove or replace backslash with this hyphen. Okay, so how we will be replacing this, and again we will be using replace method, which is very much specific to string function. You always give dot replace function method two things: the old value and the new value. It finds every match and swap it. So now you want to change this in the whole string, you want to change from backslash to forward slash to this hyphen. So it will go and find out this the old thing, and it will replace it with the new thing, and it's pretty much very easily understandable. Let's see that bringing data to a standard format. Okay, there are in many countries we use comma for the division, but for making classification. But now here we want that it should use in the place of decimal. Very in many countries it comma is used. So if you want to make it standard, you want to put uh, decimal or point uh, above this comma. So you will be replacing it, using replace method, and you can see that you can do many different kinds of transformation using the dot replace. You can change it to your standard according to your country, and many things according to your own need. Okay, so the real data is full of formatting issues. European decimal use comma, phone numbers come in every style imaginable. So dot replace brings them to one standard your application expects. So I've explained you this, that there are very much the format is different in different countries, and this data, if you want to use it and how the way you are expecting it, you can use dot replace method to make it according to your own requirement. So let me show you in the code. So transformation of string, reshaping the string value. Let's see the date format. We want it like this. From this to, we want from this to, okay, sorry, control that. So we want a hyphen in place of forward slash, and so we are introducing our date variable here and printing it using this. So first let me just comment this, because I want the terminal should be just giving the output which we are expecting. Clear. Okay, so the date is this, and we want this forward slash to be replaced by uh, hyphen. So what is the syntax? You are going to use a string method which is dot replace. So here will be the variable name of that string, and then dot replace with the old value, assigning the new value using under comma. Okay, so let's print it, control R. Okay, you can see that things have been changed here. We, in place of forward slash, we are having the new hyphen here. And there is are different type of transformations using dot replace phone number. So these are 10 transformations which we, as a data analyst or data engineering profile, which we will be having, which we will be, for preparing data we have to use this transformation. These are mandatory transformation, and you will get this kind of transformation. So it's very important to understand all these methods used for string function, because string, as we have seen earlier, that string actually takes around 80% of the data. Okay, so we will run everything. Before running, we will be doing quick check that from in this forward slash to hyphen, in this dot replace, price dot replace from the old value comma to the new value decimal, replacing from this phone number, replacing this hyphen to blank. We want it not, we want nothing in between digits. From here we are replacing, okay, so this is a special case where here we have to do two transformation. We have to remove this dollar sign, as well as we have to use comma. You have to remove this comma as well. Okay, so because decimal is there, so we have to use this comma. So print price dot replace first we will replace from this dollar to nothing, and then what we want, then we want this comma should be also removed, then we will replace this comma to nothing. So you can use this like that. If you replace something, Python will execute, and it has a replaced, it has a updated string using dot replace, and you want to do further transformation, then you can use dot replace again. Okay, so you can, if you want to do another thing, you can do dot replace to that thing. And so this will actually, this can go continuously according to our requirement. So let's run the thing. Okay, so now we have seen that first we want a change in our date, that we want hyphen in place of forward slash, we want decimal in place of comma, we didn't want anything in between the phone numbers, we remove the dollar sign as well as the comma. So this is how we use replace function, and it's very much useful while we are preparing data. You will be getting these errors always. So now move to our PPT. So tell me guys that you are liking this process or not. I would be very happy to know that. I actually wanted to make this learning process very easy as well as for myself, because once I'm preparing this PPT, it also gives me a clarity to understand that how I wanted to explain things in a simple way using this PPT. So this PPT is kind of a mind mapping of my own understanding. Okay, so there comes the replacing with nothing. I have shown you that we also replace it with nothing because we don't want, we just want to remove the some characters, and we can replace it from nothing. We have done this. Now we will be using concatenation, and we will be understanding deep how concatenation work. Previously we have seen that we can only concatenate uh, if there is a two string, if there are two different kind of data types, then concatenation will give you a type error that you can't concatenate string into integer. Okay, just give me a second, I want to drink some water. So guys, it's very important to understand while you are learning new things, you have to keep in mind that what all things you have learned in background. You just have, I'm like, you can see that even while learning, I'm trying to recall something which I have learned and trying to relate with. This is a way you make linkages, and after completing a greater chunk, you will be able to recall, you will be able to understand that how we were using loops, or how we are using if else statement, and now we have come to so advanced. So you can just see the whole journey while just keeping like doing active recall. Okay, now we are joining text, seeing another type of transformation. So first is the first is Michael, and the last name is Scott. Now you want that why there should be a two columns for first name and last name. We should be, while preparing data, we will be creating it as a full name, that Michael Scott, and we know that these two are string data type. There is no problem of converting it into any other data type. So we will just do this print first plus, and we want a space in between, so we have to also create a space and then last name. So the plus operator concatenates string, no function needed, add a blank space in between so the word don't stick together. You are joining three values here, first, the space, and the last. So here we are not using any function, we are just using one operator, and things are done because we have a similar data, we have a same data type. Okay, now going to another. Here we are building a file path. Let's say one use case of concatenation here, that in one column you have folder, and in one column you have file name. Okay, now you want to create a full file path. So to go to that stage, you have to add this whole thing, the folder as well as the file name part. So what you will do, you will, and you know that these two both are string data type, you just have to simply use plus operator to add this. Okay, so it becomes very easy when both of the uh, variables are string, and you don't have to use any function to convert it to another data type. You have to just use plus operator. So here we are joining two strings, and here we will not use any space because it doesn't make sense a space in path, folder path. Okay, so let's go to another way. Now a cleaner way to build a message. Before going to this, I would like to explain all the things in my Visual Studio Code. I'm switching it back now. Yes, so we have seen all the things about date format and the transformations, different kind of transformation with a replace method, which is very specific to string class, right? Now we have string concatenation, joining first name, last name, full name, print full name. This is the now common use case, folder, file, path, this. Okay, so these two things we have seen, and let me see. Okay, things are today our class can lecture can go a little long, but keep up with it, guys, and I will record it. Okay, just focus on this thing right now. So first name is Manish and the last name is Raj. Now we want to print the full name. Then you just have here we are doing three kinds of uh, three three strings here we are adding. One is first name and other is this space. This is also a string. Okay, and then comes the last name, and if we print full name, you can see my full name is Manish Raj. Right, let me clear this. Now coming to the common use case, which is folder, and this is how to add folder file, folder and file name to get the complete file path. Okay, and this that backslash is very important, forward slash is very important in the folder path. So we will add one extra folder path because we need uh, one forward slash here also. So folder, which is one string, then other string, forward slash, then the file name, and we will be printing file name right now. So you can see users bar, and then here comes the backslash, forward slash, and then the name of the file. So this actually, now you in the, let's say you saved it in a column, and then you will be getting a complete folder path. Okay, print file path. Okay, you will be getting complete file path here. Okay, so this is very best use case. And now let me move into the print part. Okay, so previously also I have shown you that how we were using f string to make our work easier, but now I will actually explain you. That was a trailer kind of thing, and here I will be explaining the thing, that a cleaner way to build a message. Let's say we are writing a code like my name is, then we are adding name, and then we have to actually print that my name is Manish and I am this much year old. Okay, so you can see if you want to without using f string, how you are using that. First you are adding name, then you have to add another string, and then you are changing the string age into years old. So f string, the f stands for formatted, and from now on this is how we build string and sorter readable, and Python handles the data type. So this is the shortest way, and using f string it actually much cleaner way to write code if we have many variables inside a string. So let's see how it works. Okay, so we have a f string use case here. Use case is generating user profile summary or order confirmation message. Okay, so you are generating a summary where you have to use different variables like name, age, and is student is one variable which we created. Name is Sam, age is 34, and now what you want to do, you want to print a summary that my name is Sam and dot, and I am 34 years old, and student status is false. So you can see that how it becomes a very tedious task, but using f string things will be more easier and readable. So now you are using a f string, and the way and syntax to use this f is like this. Just before writing the string, you use quotes, but you have to use f before quote, and you have to write your string that my name is, and then you have to you have to enter every variable in curly brackets. For name you can add this, from age you can add this, and you don't have to actually. And I actually also realized that while using this formatted string, we don't have actually to change the age into string. And this is quite good method. Here we were also adding out different elements, as well as we will have to change the string age, but here we don't have to add. And in this code we can also see that we can also do when you are using formatted strings, we can also do mathematical operations here. So this is quite good and flexible. And from the beginning we wanted to make our code flexible, clearly readable, and the code quality should be best. And what we were trying to build is more dynamic as well as interactive, right? So these are all the things, and now I will be printing it. Just remove I'm commenting it all, this thing which we have learned about concatenation. And let's run this. So before going to this, we will be getting the same amount, same text message that my name is Mani, my name is Sam, I am 34 years old, and student status is false. But you can see the complexity between between these two. Okay, so let's, and here we will be getting 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. Control R. So you can see that my name is Sam, I'm 34 years old, and student status is false, and this. So formatted strings makes our work so much easier, that I think later in upcoming series I will only use f string, because here I don't have to worry about the data type. I can just simply put it into a curly bracket and I can use it. And while I was learning this, I didn't realize that, but when I'm teaching you guys, then I understand, okay, here we don't have to change the type of the string. So this is what I'm trying to teach you, that while you are teaching you are more conscious. Okay, while you are speaking you are more conscious, and this is the best way to become master of any subject. And I will also suggest you guys that try to teach someone, try to, and this is the perspective I'm trying to share with you guys. Okay, so let's see the what is into the next slide, inside the next slide. So we have seen that a cleaner way to build a message is to use formatted string. The stand for formatted, and from now on this is how we build strings shorter, readable, and Python handles the data type for you. Okay, now the another thing, that expression inside the braces. I have explained you that first inside the curly bracket you don't have to worry about the data type of that variable, and you can do mathematical operation as well. So this is a uh, complete thing where you can use this, and I will be also using this in further classes. Okay, so but if someone wanted, there is a scenario, if someone wanted to print this curly braces, then you just have to use double curly bracket. Okay, so let me show you. Here's the example. If any if if let's say if you want curly brackets in your output, then you don't have to worry about that. You can just use two curly brackets. So this is my curly bracket. What would be the output uh, related to all those things which we have written? Here you can see the output. What is the output? First clear. Let's clear. It becomes messy sometimes, and I will comment out everything. Okay, I will comment out this, because we want to see that how this curly, we can print curly bracket inside our string. So this is not the problem, that if you want to print curly bracket, you can see that this is my curly bracket, this is with curly brackets. Okay, so this is very simple thing. It's and it is a very good use case which we have seen. Okay, now coming to the our PPT. Now next slide, that breaking one string into pieces. We have seen earlier that our requirement was that if you get a very rich text but it has a very different kind of data inside it. First it has the name of the user, it has age of the user, and also the which country it belongs to. So now till now we have seen different transformations like uh, replacing it, transformation like joining and concatenating it. But now we will be doing a transformation where we'll be splitting the text, okay, using split separator. We're using split method, which is very much which is specific to string. Okay, so dot split separator breaks a string into list of smaller strings at each separator, and the separator themselves disappear from the result. So I would like to tell you that it creates a list of multiple strings, and we will be looking at strings later. So don't worry about that. We will be looking at list in detail also. So in the next, okay, in the next, I would like to explain you that what it actually does. Once you are using split, uh, then what it will do that it will split. In the split, you have to mention that where you want to make a split, on that, on which character you want to make a split. Okay, here we have mentioned that there should be a blank space and then we make a split. So it will go, the Python will go execute here and see a blank space, make a split. So it will split into the date and time different. Okay, so and it is a list, of string. Okay, now date dot split, and we want it should be splitted once this appears, hyphen appears. So 2026, then split, then comes the month, again split, and comes the date. So we have a list of string which contains value of year, month, and date. So this is a very important, that once you get a rich text and there are many datas involved in that, and you want to extract it by splitting them. So if you want to make a split by comma, then 1 2 3 4, then comma comes, again it makes a split, then max, then so it can be a pin code, and then the name of the person and the country which they belong to. So this is a very important, that split is a timestamp, split a timestamp into date time, a date into its parts, or a CSV row into columns. Real string packs in lots of information. Split get each piece on its own. So let's see how it works. So we have seen how to print curly bracket if we are using a if you are using a formatted way to print everything. Control this, sorry, not this. This, this, all this we have seen in the PPT. Cool, cool, all this we have seen in the PPT. So expected out list of string, and I think that this class will be little bit long, but the string is the very important part in our Python, because most of the text and data we will be seeing it will be in the form of strings. So it will take time, but you will be getting a clear understanding as well a good perspective to learn this thing. So here is the code that Manish 25 USA, and if we want to split, if we want to split just after hyphen appear, when hyphen appears. So there will be a list of string where it has data of name, age, and country, and in the next there will be a time, there will be a parts of a date. First, the list of string will have 2026, a year, and then month, and then about the date. So here we are splitting it just when hyphen appears. Now we want a CSV file dot split comma. Okay, so we are actually making a CSV file, or I actually don't remember let's say, but here you can understand that we are uh, splitting it when comma appears. So what will be the list? It will be having 1 2 3 4, as it can become code, then name and the name of the country, then what is the date and about the, then here it's actually it's mail. Okay, so we can see that we can use split function to get each part of a very rich text, and we can extract different kind of information for that. So we have done a quick check and now I will run this code. So here you get, here is our output. Okay, Manish 25 USA 26 05 29. So this you can see it's a list of string, and list we will be studying later, but till now you can have a look how actually list looks. Okay, so this is what we have seen. And now I'm actually looking at that what all things are left. I think the class will be too long and I want to take that long class. I will separate it in two parts. Okay, this is the part one of the string, and I will be uploading a string part two, and follow with that video also. And I will tell you that first complete this and then come to the string part two video. So thank you guys, and there is a pretty much content about string because it is a very important data type. And till that, before coming to this video, do a quick revision as well, complete other videos which are above this. Okay, thank you guys.